and there were people on board with smoke inhalation. Now there was no immediate danger to life, we were told, but that she was very uncomfortable because obviously submarines aren't designed to be on the surface, they're designed to be below, below the sea level.
140 kilometres off the coast of Mayo, the Chicoutimi and its crew are facing into a third night, drifting without engine power in high seas. Last night, 3 injured crewmen were airlifted to Sligo General Hospital.
So we responded when we went out, and we were blasting out through mountainous seas. They were the biggest seas I've certainly ever seen in my time in the Navy, and this is not a small ship, it's a big ship, and we were seeing green, the whole ship was being enveloped into seas, and a few guys actually who were quite experienced ran back from the windows thinking the windows were going to get blown in. On top of them, the seas were that big and our window wipers were no more.
The sea doesn't like being punched, and we tried to punch her and she punched back, and we took a hole in the bow and we had to turn back, because if we carried on, the hole would have got bigger and we would have been in danger then. So unfortunately we didn't actually make it out to the submarine, but it certainly does give you a great appreciation of the sea.
The sea will always dictate what you're capable and what you're able to do, whether you like it or not. And you could have the biggest ships and passing the biggest oceans or whatever, and if the sea decides that you're not going anywhere, you ain't going anywhere, and that's it, as simple as that. And if you make that fatal mistake that you don't respect the sea, you're in big trouble.
When the weather gets really bad up there, it's terrible. You've got to imagine you're on the ship and you're being approached by these double-decker buses, and they're coming every 5 to 10 seconds, and the ship is rising up over the double-decker bus and dropping again. You've got to get your ship into such a position that the speed and the pitch and the roll and the surge and the sway of the ship is in time with the double-decker buses. You're not actually fighting them, but the ship is using her sea-keeping characteristics in tune with the sea conditions out there.
It can be horrendous because your ship, first of all, is pounding into an ocean where the whole ship vibrates, and that's from stem to stern. It's like, I suppose, you get a load of beans inside in a bean can and you start to shake them and they move around the place. It can be something similar to that, where you have no control of how you walk, number one, and you're trying to hold on to a rating, and you're trying to anticipate then as the ship pounds to get your feet, and sometimes you're actually in midair.
The memory of these storms stays with the Navy men forever.
Since I left the Navy, I've never let a windy day go by in which I said to myself, thank God, I'm not out there, because it really is extremely difficult. I mean, try and imagine, the whole room that you're sitting in, lifting 15, 20 feet, crashing down, everything around you, shaking, delf falling out of cupboards, the sound of creaking metal. And you think, well, is there something going to give there? Is there something going to break? At night, if you're off watch and you're in your bunk, you're awake thinking, is this going to be the one that's going to upend the ship and throw it over on its side? So there's great disturbance to your rest. There's no question of rests. There's fear there. Certainly people have been afraid. I've been afraid in certain storms that I was in.
It's scary, it is scary, and you say to yourself, is this the last time that I will ever, get home again? But then the other thing that you look at it in situations like that, you're going to help somebody. Professionalism comes into place. People switch on. They know they have to do a job, and they just, they go out there and they do it, and that's it.
The Roisin is a patrol ship and a rescue ship, but she is also a warship.
As a warship, we do carry weapons, and as an element of defence forces, we are involved in defence. So critical to that is our weapon systems.
Target bearing red 4-5, range 8,000 yards. 76 target confirmed. Salvos.
Deck safety bearing 250.
Deck safety bearing 250.
Clear blinds.
Clear visual.
Because we carry weapons, we have to be trained and know how to